Hello again and welcome back to Armchair Armory. So, who have we got on Wednesday? We've got Chelsea. Yep, we've got Chelsea at Stamford Bridge on Wednesday. Normally I'd be quite. I mean, obviously, when the whistle blows for the first half, I probably will be into it, but normally I'd be a lot more excited for a Chelsea game at Stamford Bridge. I know this is really weird for an Arsenal fan to say, but I kind of hate them more than Tottenham, or equally as much as Tottenham, mainly because their fans are ridiculously cocky, and without Roman Abramovich, they wouldn't be the team that they are. But anyway, that's me being bitter. So yeah, we've got Chelsea, whose fortunes turned around ridiculously since we beat them at the Emirates on Boxing Day. Yeah, it's quite depressing in a way. I know that there's a lot of people that are comparing us to Chelsea at the moment because we were in a similar situation. Well, we're both teams were in a similar situation where they hired a previous. I mean, in Lampard's case, he's a Chelsea legend, but like we hired an ex-player, a relatively novice coach, even though Frank Lampard had about a year and a bit more experience than Arteta. And after 18 months of Lampard having been backed by the Chelsea board and Abramovich, they found themselves, I think they were like 7th or 8th, not that far above us. And then again in November we were like right at the bottom, but yeah, they weren't that far above where we are now. And they sacked Lampard, as you would expect Chelsea to do, because they have a revolving door of managers. And yeah, you know, they've gone on from strength to strength. They are now currently sitting 3rd in the table, and they have just reached the Champions League final. They also have an FA Cup final against Leicester this weekend coming as well. So it looks like since they brought in Thomas Tuchel, their fortunes have changed around. And as I said, there's a lot of fans that think we should have done the same thing. I was watching the fan cam on AFTV of DT last night. And, oh no, it wasn't last night, was it? It was this morning. And he said if it was Abramovich in charge of Arsenal, Arteta would be gone in November, which I think is true. I think a lot of the reason why Arteta is still here is because the ownership have this blind faith towards him. Maybe he'll turn it around, I don't know. But like, yeah, I feel as if they're not even aware of what's really going on. They were hoping that things turned round, and luckily for that short period of time, when we beat Chelsea at the Emirates, that was the kind of turn the corner moment. But they've said they're going to back him, so it's hard for me to believe anything that they're saying. I mean, if they're backing him this year, why didn't they back him last year? Why didn't they back him the year before? But then in some ways he has sort of been backed. Like Gabriel and Thomas Partey weren't just pulled out of our arses. Like they were. It was. I think the Partey deal was even financed by KSE. So I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. Like sometimes I think to myself, should I even have an opinion? Because there's just so much contradiction in all of Arsenal's doings at the moment, and also both on and off the pitch. It's just pointless even having an opinion at this rate. But yeah, back to the Chelsea game. I think we're going to lose this. Mind you, I say that. I said on last Thursday after the Villarreal game that we will probably beat Chelsea or get a draw out of Chelsea because there's no pressure. Similarly to what happened on Sunday with West Brom, beating them when the pressure's off, the same thing will probably happen with Chelsea. We'll probably put in a good performance and most likely beat them, but I actually think we're going to lose. I think they're going to smoke us. And what's funny is if the board sack Arteta after this game, then a prediction of him being sacked in December to quote him,
when we get piped by Chelsea.
No, he said
absolutely slapped by Chelsea.
He was 6 months or 5 months late with his prediction. So, you know, it could happen if we lose. If we lose badly, which I think will happen, but realistically, I don't think will happen. I think that it will probably be a draw, or yeah, they'll probably win like 1-0 or something like that. I can imagine this game being one of those like 0-0 draws. Like, there's been so many seasons where we played like Man United at the end of the season, or towards the end of the season, in the last 3 or 4 games, and it's been like a stinking 0-0 draw. Or like when Mourinho was still in charge of United and Mavropanos played for us at centre back, and they beat us 1-0. I think that was Wenger's last game against Man United. Wenger's last game in charge against Man United, not his last game ever, but like his last Man United game. I don't know, like, I'm finding it hard to kind of psych myself up for the rest of the season, because I feel like they completely bottled Villarreal and the Europa League, and there's just no point. There's just no point in getting excited. I say that, but like I said at the beginning, I feel like I probably will obviously get into it, because I always want to beat Chelsea. So yeah, I don't know, but let's see what happens. In terms of the lineup, I feel like he's probably going to play the same team, or a variation of the same team that he played on Sunday against West Brom. I feel like some of those players shouldn't really be playing, like Ceballos and Leno. If Ceballos is going back to Real Madrid and has come out and publicly said he's going back, then I don't know why he's playing. And then also I've heard that Leno wants to leave as well, so why is he playing? I'm actually quite interested though to see what the summer's going to bring. Will this be the first time that we see, since the last time I remember us being madly active in the transfer window, it was like 2000 and... when did I work there? 2006, I think. 2006 or 2005. I can't remember, but that was when we brought Kleb and Walcott and people like that I remember us being the most active club in the transfer window at the time. I think it was a January transfer window when that happened. Yeah, that was the last time I remember us being madly active in the transfer window. So it might be one of those seasons again. It might be one of those summer transfer windows where Arsenal are signing people left, right, and centre. Personally, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're probably going to sign a left back to be back up to Tierney. I think we're probably going to sign a centre midfielder. I don't know what type of centre midfielder, but it will either be someone that will be back up for Xhaka, or someone that's like, so someone like Basuma, I can imagine we'd sign. And then, I don't know, with a goalkeeper I'm not too sure. I'll probably go through this more at the end of the season, but with a goalkeeper I'm not too sure. I don't necessarily think that we will sign a new goalkeeper. If we sign Matt Ryan permanently, I don't think, and then we'll probably, yeah, if we sign Matt Ryan permanently and Leno does go, we probably will sign another goalkeeper, but I don't think that goalkeeper, like for example, the guy at Ajax, yeah, it is Ajax, Andre Onana. Oh, I'm not really sure. If it's the same keeper I remember when Van der Beek and all them lot used to play there, like he's a bit erratic, this keeper. But yeah, I can't imagine him being our number one. I get the feeling that the type of number one that Arteta wants is like Martinez, and I know people are going to think I'm mental saying this, but I think Ryan is kind of like Martinez in a way. So, like, yeah, I think that if we do sign Ryan on a permanent deal, I think he'll be our number one going into next season, if Leno goes. And then in terms of strikers, I actually don't think Lacazette's going to get sold, personally. Obviously, Aubameyang is going to be here. If Lacazette does get sold, then I can see us going out and getting someone like Edouard or someone along those lines. With Ødegaard, I think he's going to go back to Real Madrid. I don't think we're going to sign him. I kind of think that he's had a couple of good performances, but it's not been enough to convince me that like we need him full time, and we need him full time. I feel as if like Arsenal fans do that thing that they do where they see someone perform once and they're like,
this guy's going to be the next big thing, sign him up now, sign him up now.
And it's like, yeah, like you've got to look at the bigger picture. Like I'd say out of the however many games he's played, I'd only say like maybe 3 or 4 of them have been decent performances. The best of those was the 3-3 against West Ham. So yeah, I'm not too sure, you know, but I'll go into more detail of this at the end of the season when I do my season review. I know that I only started Armchair Armory like around the Southampton game, the Premier League Southampton game, after the FA Cup defeat. So yeah, I know that there isn't much evidence of my thoughts before, but I will go through everything and have a deep dive into how the season went and stuff like that, or try and do a deep dive anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's going to be an interesting summer. I'm hoping it's going to be an interesting summer. And I mean, if I don't think as any Arsenal fan can trust KSE ever again after the Super League stuff and the constant like lack of investment and that kind of stuff. But I will raise my eyebrows in intrigue if we do go out and spend money. And that's when it's down to Arteta. If the board back him properly, and he brings in players that he thinks he wants and all this kind of stuff, and we get these players and we get a much better squad than we've got now, if things like Saliba, which is something I agree with most Arsenal fans, that I think it was wrong that he never got a chance to play. If Saliba comes back and does really well and that kind of thing, I feel as if, and we're still mid-table and we're still losing games or not scoring and this kind of stuff, that is when I'll be saying, yeah, we need to change manager. I'm teetering on the edge now because I know that I know the club aren't gonna sack him now, so there's no point in me saying Arteta out. And like I said before, I don't want to be jumping on a hashtag because it's popular and because it's trendy and all the kids like to be in the same camp as all the abusive famous fans that are on the Arteta out bandwagon, that think because they want the manager out they can say whatever the F they want to them. But yeah, if that happens, I definitely wouldn't want Arteta still here. I mean, as I said, I'm questioning it now, but I'm thinking, with these owners still there, with KSE still owning Arsenal, will it just be the same thing over and over again? Even if we bring in an experienced manager, which will probably be somebody like Allegri or Rafa Benitez or someone like that, like, are they going to back the guy? Who knows? Probably not. But yeah, Chelsea. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to lose. And I never want Arsenal to lose, but I think, yeah. I don't know. Well, I say that. I think they're going to lose. But yeah, based on Sunday, it might be the case that we actually put in a world-class performance and beat Thomas Tuchel, and it's kind of like, it just leaves you deflated because it's like, why didn't you do that on Thursday? That's exactly what I thought when we beat West Brom, because West Brom, I know, yeah, West Brom are the second to last team in the league, penultimate team in the league, but Villarreal aren't that much better than West Brom, and we didn't. That's the thing. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating that we didn't do that on Thursday. That we decided to turn up, even though it wasn't like an unbelievable performance. We decided to turn up and win a game when there is no pressure, and it just goes back to the whole. In terms of the players, it goes back to the whole thing of like a weak mentality, just this weak idea that like they were just so scared on that Thursday night of conceding that they couldn't score. They were almost, scared of their own arse in a way. They're just scared of failing, but they still failed. I don't know. And this is where I can't completely blame Arteta. I think it's too easy to blame Arteta at this stage. The club is, to use a phrase that's used on AFTV a lot, rotten to the core. I don't actually believe that, but this is the only way I could describe it. I just feel there's a lot wrong. That the ownership are so desensitized and so disenfranchised to what's going on that they're not even seeing the kind of the seams are rotted, and that the house is about to fall down. Because if we're not careful, like I said a few videos ago, we're going to end up like Leeds. I've been talking for nearly 17 minutes. This is probably the longest I've spoken. But yeah, we're going to end up like, if we're not careful, we're going to end up like Leeds or Aston Villa, one of those kind of like big clubs that get relegated. If we're not careful, something needs to happen. Either a managerial change needs to happen where he forces performances out of these players. We either a squad overhaul, or KSC just need to off. Essentially, they need to sell up. That's it. I was meant to be talking about the Chelsea game, but I ended up going on a bit of a rant. Anyway, but yeah, Chelsea. We will see what happens. Yeah, well, that's all I can say really. We'll just have to see what happens. They need to cement their top 4 place for next season. We've got nothing to play for. The only way that we can get into European football next season is by winning this game, beating Palace, and then Brighton the following Sunday. That's the only way we can get through, really, or potentially get through. And we have to hope that like other teams around us drop points. It's not going to happen. You know, we're going to not be in Europe for the first time in 25 years, and it is like scandalous. But then again, I think from a philosophical point of view, our Arsenal fans just too spoiled, and we just expect it. We've been declining since 2007. I'll keep saying it over and over again. We've been declining since 2007, and in a way, even though I want us to do better, I'm not surprised that we're in this position. I'm not surprised that we've gone and hired a manager that's never managed before. I'm not surprised that we brought, you know, an okay / average player for £72 million. I'm not surprised that like every 5 minutes we're changing coaching staff and we're changing recruitment staff and that kind of thing. I'm not surprised, you know, because this has been on the cards for years. That's just me being real at the end of the day, just me being completely honest. I'm not surprised that the fan base is split down the middle constantly. I'm not surprised that every single time something goes wrong, the fans go mad like the Jacobites of revolutionary France or whatever. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all that they just become a bunch of Robespierres. I'm not surprised at all that like rival fans look at fan channels that are Arsenal centric and laugh because we go into meltdown every single time we get a bad result. Instead of the fan base coming together, we insult each other if the opinion's not right. And you could in some ways extend that to society. You know, if the opinion isn't right, you get cancelled. It's kind of how things go now. Anyway, let's see what happens at the Bridge on Wednesday. Hopefully we can put in a performance. It will just be nice to beat Chelsea, just to shut them up for an hour or so. Then remember that they're in an FA Cup final, they're third in the league and going to be in the Champions League next season, and they're in a Champions League final. And I'd probably say that they're the favourites to win it, because at the moment Tuchel has Guardiola's number, being that he's beaten him in the league and he beat City in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. So who's to say that with a one-off game like that, Tuchel can't pull out a madness and do it again? You know, he was way off the mark when he was PSG manager, and they played Bayern Munich in last season's Champions League final. Completely outplayed in that game. I'm surprised that Bayern Munich only scored 1 goal. So yeah, like maybe this is the year that Tuchel does it. Who knows? Mind you, I would like to see, even though City annoy me to some extent as well, I would like to see City win the Champions League, because it's something they haven't done yet. And I do like Guardiola as a manager. I just look at him sometimes and I think, if Wenger didn't dig his heels in and stay, and he went after the cup final against Hull, we could have got Guardiola. We could have got Klopp. But no, we're stuck with Arteta. No disrespect to you, Mikel, but yeah, we're stuck with you. Anyway, I think that was a bit harsh, but yeah, that's just how I feel at the moment. Anyway, I think that's me done rambling. I've nearly been talking for 20 minutes, bloody hell. Longest preview ever. Right, I better sign off before the missus comes in here and tells me off for being on here for too long. Anyway, I will speak to you guys on Wednesday night stroke Thursday morning after the Chelsea game, hopefully in a bit better mood than I am now. But anyway, until then, take care, stay safe. This is Deepeye signing out.
Well, here's the replay. What a time to score, Derek. Kept his cool so late in the game. Easy to snatch at that one. Is there time for a winner?
Well, the goal again, albeit from a different angle. Well, the earlier goal cancelled out, one apiece. And just the 1 minute left in normal time here. Jorginho. And they have possession again. Useful looking ball. This could be the moment. This is why we adore this game. Late drama, and now they're in front.
Well, it looks like the game is over, but no, there's another chance. And there it is, back of the net. It looks like the winner. Well, here's the replay, and it's a decent move to evade the defender. And because he's on his own, he collects himself, and he finishes it perfectly past the keeper.
Having conceded then, it's up to Chelsea to articulate a response. So there it is, the final whistle, and a satisfying outcome for Arsenal and their many fans around the world, Lee.
Well, wins like that, when there's nothing between the sides, seem more valuable somehow. Really tight game that was.
Well, a good performance as usual from Martin Ødegaard. Lee, keen to hear your analysis.
Well, grabbing that late winner was the icing on the cake. What a good performance from him.
And now having a go. An Arsenal corner. How about the cross? He's got to score! Well, it had to be a penalty, and a booking part of the story as well. Oh, the keeper at fault! And there it is, 1-0. Their efforts have been rewarded. And look at the celebrations. And the referee has determined that that is a bookable offence.
I don't think he can think any...
Aubameyang. Oh, that was a terrific stop in a 1-versus-1 situation.
Well, high fives all round for the goalkeeper. Absolutely fantastic.
And firing it into the area. Well, that was anything but a textbook header, Lee.
Well, to be fair to him, it's not the easiest of chances. Just caught you off the top of his head, really.
Now, can Arsenal take it? This could finish it! Keeper had work to do. Another goal from this corner would in all likelihood secure victory. Insufficient accuracy with the header, Lee.
Yeah, he got there as well. It was all about could he get it on target, but when you see how far he...
This could be the moment. This is why we adore this game. Late drama, and now they're in front.
Well, it looks...